Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Mahan Shakti Devtaya Namaha. Section 5. To Belgaum for further study. After passing vernacular 7th standard at Mangeshi, it was necessary to go elsewhere for further education. But who will bear the expenses? Srimati Tai had great interest in further study. Her intense desire was fulfilled from an unexpected quarters. Her problem got resolved. It was God sent. One Sri Herekar, a wealthy jeweler from Belgaum, used to come to Mangeshi on and off and lodge with the Shenvis. Srimati Tai used to serve their kid with love and affection. So the child had developed great love for Srimati Tai. After a few days, Sri Herekar's family returned to Belgaum. It happened that their son often cried remembering Srimati Tai. On their next visit to Mangeshi, Sri Herekar narrated it to Mrs. Shenvi and further said, "Send Leela to Belgaum. We will look after her till she completes her 11th standard." Mrs. Shenvi readily accepted the offer. So Srimati Tai left for Belgaum to stay with Herekars. Soon after, a problem cropped up. The schoolboy started to tease Srimati Tai because she was wearing pant and shirt instead of frock and skirt. Srimati Tai was upset. One day she came back from school all in tears. When questioned, she narrated the cause of her anguish. Mrs. Herekar heard her in patience and advised her to switch over to frock and skirt dress to avoid further embarrassment. Srimati Tai readily agreed. The teasing boys were thus silenced. Srimati Tai took active part in the extracurricular activities of the school, such as debates, singing, and dramas, etc. She earned some awards also. She passed out 11th standard in flying colors without any difficulties. Srimati Tai had in mind to continue college education and complete graduation. Her financial difficulties did not allow her to pursue further education. She had to look after her mother and aunt who were dependent on her. So she completed a course in teaching. She secured a job of a teacher in a school at Khanapur and realized the dream of standing on her own feet. She rented a room at Khanapur and settled down along with her aunt. She had kept a photo of Sri Krishna. She performed Manas Puja and recited Bhagavad Gita every day. She distributed Bhagavad Gita books given to her by one Sri Sane. She visited neighboring villages to distribute Bhagavad Gita and give the message of Sri Krishna to the assembled persons. Srimati Tai had great love for India and the soldiers who guard the frontiers of our country. War erupted between India and China in 1962. Her aunt asked Srimati Tai to donate her golden bangles and chain to help the war effort. Srimati Tai prepared a wonderful plaything in the form of colorful sparrows dangling to a cardboard, which is normally hung above the child in the cradle to keep it amused. She sought permission of the cinema theatre manager to allow her to solicit the audience to help the cause of Jawans during intermission, which granted. She took to the stage and collected money, which she made over to the Soldiers' Fund. Section 6, Service in School and Spread of Message of Bhagavad Gita. Srimati Tai shouldered all three responsibilities, namely A. Looking after her mother and aunt, B. Looking after study of students of the school, and C. Krishna Karya. She discharged all these responsibilities under the guidance and instructions of Sri Krishna. An interesting episode took place soon after Srimati Tai took over as a teacher in Khanapur school. It speaks for her boldness and daring. Within a few days, an inspector of school came to the school. He asked the students questions on history, science, and arithmetic, etc. But the boys failed to give him satisfactory answers. So he pulled up the class teacher, who was the unfortunate Srimati Tai. She explained to him that she has joined just a few days back and that the expected progress will be possible after some time. The inspector was in no mood to listen but continued to shout. Thereupon Srimati Tai retorted with equal force. The inspector, greatly annoyed, left the class abruptly. The headmistress also took objection to the rebuff given by Srimati Tai and chastised her. So Srimati Tai left the school abruptly in an angry mood. Surprisingly, the same inspector came to see Srimati Tai in the evening. Perhaps he had by then realized his mistake. Sometime in 1956, Srimati Tai was shown a fat lady by Sri Krishna in her vision. He had instructed her to meet the lady and receive her at Khanapur station. She was coming from Dharwar. As per instruction of Sri Krishna, Srimati Tai went to the station. A boy of 10, unknown to her, introduced the guest because Srimati Tai could not spot her. The guest lady introduced herself as Nivedita. She said that she has come to see Srimati Tai as per direction shown in her dream. She stayed with Srimati Tai for 2 to 3 days. This lady Nivedita did not sleep, not even for a moment, during all the 3 days of her stay. Before she left for Dharwar, she invited Srimati Tai to visit her at Dharwar. Nivedita was working for Kalyan Monthly magazine during that period. Srimati Tai returned the visit after some days. Nivedita arranged Srimati Tai to meet the Mamledar of Dharwar, prominent doctors, pleaders, and other important personalities. She introduced Srimati Tai to them. Srimati Tai addressed the audience and explained the purport of Krishna Karya and Bhagavad Gita Prasar. Srimati Tai returned to Khanapur after spending 2 days at Dharwar. Srimati Tai never again met Nivedita. There is no confirmation that she wrote about Srimati Tai in Kalyan Monthly magazine. Srimati Tai was not working for seeking worldly fame or recognition. She was just an instrument in the hands of Sri Krishna. She declared on the occasion of inauguration of Vishwajanani temple at Los Angeles, saying, I am really nobody. It is Sri Krishna who has propped me up to become Thai. We often come across reports of interviews of social workers and prominent persons, but Srimati Thai did not approve her projection through interviews, etc. Even when her devotees requested her, she flatly refused to stand in the beacon light of fame. She always felt that there is nothing uncommon in her work, in her Krishna Karya, which is just to instill faith in men. She was uncommonly common in such matters. One devotee of Krishna underwent bypass surgery. His family was imploring Srimati Thai to save his life. He was very serious with post operation complications. After some days, he recovered fully. He gave a write up in the newspaper. In that article, there was no mention of Krishna, who in fact had saved his life. Seeing in this ingratitude, some devotees of Krishna were upset and angry. But Srimati Thai said, I have done what Sri Krishna has told me to do. He says that I should discharge my human obligations, which is his dharma. In other words, Sri Krishna wants all to follow Manav Dharma. Here you can see that Srimati Thai did nothing of her own accord. The Krishna Karya undertaken by Srimati Thai is in fact a crown of thorns. Many persons only see honor, respect and love bestowed on her by general public, but not what she is subjected to. She has to tolerate anger, hatred, prejudice and taunts met many times in her life. Often she got angry not because some people indulge in her blasphemy, but because they turn out to be ungrateful in spite of being beneficiaries of Krishna's help. To this Krishna says, Thai, do not get upset and angry. They are ignorant. Why do you take it to your heart when I am there? Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.